Welcome to the Life of Hair. My name is James Atkinson. Thank you for choosing to join into this week's episode. Now, this week's episode is a bit of a sequel to last week's episode where we looked at how to create really strong stripes in someone's hair under their request. In this week's episode, we're going to look at how we tone those strong stripes to make it look soft and beautiful. Now, if you haven't seen last week's video, do make sure that you go and check it out either before you watch this one or after. It will probably make little to no difference in the end. Now, last week I asked everybody that if they'd do me the big favour of watching as much of this video as you humanly can, because it really affects how the algorithm treats these videos and how they distribute them out to people who haven't necessarily seen the channel yet. So this is a bit like sharing it with your friends or telling friends about the channel, but in a very sort of algorithm-y way. Now, last week, lots of you guys watched a really enormous amount of the video, in fact, all of it. And that has made a big difference to last week's video. It's got nearly 2,200 views in a week. It's got over 8.5 minutes of average view time. And it has done really well on the discovery page and browse features of new people's YouTube homepages. So please do the exact same thing this week. Watch as much of this as humanly possible. And if you can watch the entire thing from beginning to end and then just put it on and let it play, just to help me out, that would be amazing. And do this for other creators too, not just me, your favorite creators. Help them by watching the videos from beginning to end, all the way through. Try not to skip through any bits if you can. If you can find it in there to not get bored and click ahead, then that really does help all creators. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the video, and I'll see you again really soon.
We will start our root tap on the top, and we have got a mixture of 7NA, 6N, 6GB, not dissimilar to the root stretch that we put on in between, just maybe a touch cooler. I didn't want it to go warm over the highlights, but the GB is going to help to stop it going too flat. And really simple technique, just apply the brush and lift. So dip, apply, lift, dip, apply, lift. Easy technique to do, really effective. Now it's longer than a tap, because a tap is literally dip your product in the brush, tap. So because we're applying and lifting like that, then that is how we are going to stretch out the product further down the head, but we're going to concentrate our saturation being predominantly at the root area and then having less saturation towards the ends or further down the hair. In I go, and then I'm going to pull the product down the head a little bit just to distribute, but we're going to angle our comb 45 degrees facing towards us, and we're going to pull through the hair like that. Same on the opposite side, just like so, and then we'll work through the rest of our technique. And put your head down for me, girl. Beautiful, lovely stuff. And we can see where those chunkier pieces went in through the bottom here to create that little bit of connection to what we did on top. Obviously we brushed up towards the root areas, which has added to the softness of which we created, making our lives a little bit easier. Obviously in the top through the root area we've got a definite stripe going on right up to the root area, but it's quite nice to be able to do it like that and give you some different perspectives on foil placement and how best to utilise foil placement. Of course you could have used the same technique that we did through the sides all the way up to what would be Gail's parting, but in this particular instance it's nice just to kind of show a variant and technique, and lots of people ask me questions about different foil placements, so I thought it'd be nice for you guys to see how each one will affect the result using horizontal and vertical sections to create a similar but not the same effect. separate the hair from the highest point of the head to just about the back of the ear, and then paint on our lightener, hopefully not lightener, paint on our toner to the root area, just like so. We're going to start in the back. Now what's really important here is that we put a foil in place so that when we put our section over, we don't get any of our root colour onto our previously lightened ends. So we can put down our section like so. Nice and easy. Just fly through this one just like that. Make sure you get plenty of product on, guys. Saturation again is really important when talking about this technique specifically. And you can do it at the back end of your tail comb, or you can use your comb to section. It's up to you. I tend to use my comb in this particular instance just because I can then comb through my section as I take my section. So I just pick up my section like that, comb it up towards the top of the head. The angle of my comb remains the same so that I pick up any of the product on my comb so I don't get it on the ends of my hair. So I keep my comb angle horizontal, which is effectively the same thing as doing the comb holding it 45 degrees toward me. We do need to remember to get that product off though once we move through the sides, because we'll press that onto the hair if we're not careful. Push that hair up. And then we can come back through, take our section, making sure there's no product on the back of our comb, and then we can come back and just stretch it down a little bit further. I'll show you this front section and then I'll get on with the other side and we'll cut to a bit further on into the technique. The same rules apply to the foil, either side, take our section, elevate it straight up, apply the product, super quick, easy technique to do. Now remember, we're going to avoid the money piece around the face because we don't want to darken the money piece. We just want to keep that really bright around the face. We just want to diffuse any hard lines that we created with our very, very bold skip slicing technique or slicing technique in the top there. So we're just going to work those away. It's only going to soften though. We're not going to eradicate the colour that we put in the hair. We're just going to soften down any of those lines that we put in, just to create a little bit more diffusion at the root area, so we haven't quite got that full-blown slice effect. Once we've got our product distributed, we come in with our comb, angle it towards us and pull the product down towards the ends. Just like so. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will blend away beautifully. We can see we've got a high gloss finish at the roots, a satin finish here, and matte in the middle ends. That means this colour will transition from the roots to the ends really beautifully and softly. Okay, so we've finished the application of the root stretch shadow, whatever you want to call it. It's not a tap, obviously, because a tap is just literally tap, tap, tap. I've applied it to about 1 centimetre and then I've combed it down. I haven't brought it to the parietal ridge. In terms of the application, that would make it a root stretch once you get it to that parietal ridge area, in my humble opinion. But in the back here, I have brought it down slightly further to the top of the occipital bone, so it's slightly higher in the front, and then it drops down a little lower in the back, just because really stripy colour on the crown area can look a bit strange if the hair parts. Gail's hair does part a little bit in this area due to her crown, which is totally normal, but I didn't want it to look too stripy in that area, so I have dragged it through just a little bit more. But obviously we'll get that separation and definition, we'll be able to see it in the hair. It will just be more shadowy, hence the name root shadow, than it will be if we had the kind of hard demarcation that you saw in the very, very beginning there. Now obviously, like all toners, they will fade over time, so Gail's hair will ultimately become more visible, the lightness will become more visible, but because we put a toner on it, it will be more muted and soft than if we left it completely untoned. And around the front hairline, we have completely excluded the front hairline to create maximum impact around her face from the money piece technique, sorry. So we're going to just let that cook for a little bit, and then we will take it off in just a second.
And this is the finished result. And you know, when you saw that really stripy technique in the beginning, it looked like straight out of the Spice Girls, but doing this toner work has absolutely made an enormous difference to this result. If you saw how I did that last week, you'll now kind of have a feel for what that technique really did and how much the toner changed the overall look of this result. So if you didn't see that episode, it's last week's episode. It's still on the channel. You can go and see it, and you can see how we created those really bold stripes and how much it has had an impact on the finished result. Toning for me is the make or break of just about any technique you do. I've really enjoyed doing this couple of videos of Hippopotamus, who joins us on the Wednesday Night Live. And if you would like your hair done for a YouTube video in the new year, then please do get in contact over on Instagram.